If you want more girls to hold eye contact with you, you need to start training your eye muscles. It will give you something called the HunterEyes, and it's a trait every single model have, and it's what makes them so attractive. Just take a look at how much it changed my looks when I started training my eyes. Therefore, in this video I'm going to show you how you can train something called your Orbicularis oculi, and an exercise that comes from a model agency so you can stop being shocked. So step number 1, how to fix your eye area. So there's actually a story that I quickly want to tell you. So back in 2023, I went to something called an after school. And on this after school, we had dinner and I was sitting around all my friends at a table. And there was a really funny story that I wanted to tell all my friends. So we sat down and I started saying the story. Oh, by the way, guys, so there was this event that I actually blah, 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 I went on and on and on. And I had so much fun when I told this story. And it felt like a lot of the people was actually engaged and they laughed sometimes when I tried to make a joke out of it. And it felt amazing. But then all of a sudden, one person just said all of a sudden, "Why are you so engaged when you are in a conversation?" And that's when I quickly stopped actually telling my story and I started actually becoming a bit insecure because I was like, wait, am I too engaged with this? I actually started to overthink all these different things in my mind. I was like, wait, are people finding me annoying because I'm just hype about telling a story about something that I actually care about? So I started thinking about all these different things until he said something else and he started to say, "Look, I'm Oliver and I saw this story, look at how engaged I am, look at my eyes." And he started to just make fun of me for all the expressions that I was doing because I'm a guy who uses hand motions and my face is already engaged, always engaged when I speak to people. So he was just standing there just making fun of me and the other people started laughing at that as well. So basically I was just being a laughingstock. And that's when I figured out that it was actually my eye area that made all of this happen. And I had something that I call the ghost look. Basically, your eyebrows are raised like this, so you look like you just seen a ghost or something else. But luckily, I found a solution to this. So I did some research and I figured out that there's 3 kind of eye types that we can have. First of all, you can have a negative Canthal tilt. This is the worst kind of eye that you can have and it looks like this. But then we can have something called a neutral eye area. It is not the greatest, but it's better than having a negative. And then there's the best scenario, and that is if you have something called a positive Canthal tilt. And I had a neutral Canthal tilt, so I wasn't completely cooked, but I did not look like a model and I didn't have attractive eyes. But that's when I figured out, what if I get a positive Canthal tilt? And that's exactly what I did. Because I started to train a certain exercise for my eye area, the Orbicularis oculi muscle. And the exercise is the following. So basically you just take your index fingers and you try to grab under your eyebrows. So if you try to take your fingers with me right now, do this with me right now, so you actually understand how to do this later on when you're gonna do the exercise. So take your index fingers, try to grab under your eyebrows. You can kind of feel you have a thick layer of skin, but also a bit of muscle. You can kind of feel it when you touch like this under your eyebrows. Then what you want to do is that you want to grab with your fingers under your eyebrows here. So you kind of pull under and then you go upwards. And here's the interesting part. I know you look like an idiot, I do as well. But when you have this position, you want to twist your fingers out to the side so your vision kind of becomes a bit blurry. Because when we do this, you stretch your eye area in the right way. So we kind of get this attractive, flat kind of look with your eyebrows instead of having them raised like this. So when you do this and you twist your fingers to the side and you have a stretch so you can feel a burn around your eye area, that's when you want to close your eyes, but not completely. You don't want to completely close your eyes. You just want to squint, kind of make an angry face as much as possible so you can really feel a burn around your eye area here. You want to do this to failure, because when you do this over enough time, a couple of months, your eyes will have this kind of transformation. But the thing is, even if we get hunter eyes, there's still 3 other muscles that we need to train in order for us to become the most attractive version of ourselves. I call it the 4 key facial muscles. And these 4 key facial muscles, I teach them inside of my program. Inside of this program, I literally give you all the techniques, so how to do the exercises to train these 4 different muscles. But I will also review them so you don't fuck up your form, so you can literally save so much time. So if you're interested in that, then go have a look at the top link of the description. All the details are there. It's literally what took me from this to this in just 4 to 5 months. So now let's get to step number 2. And that is the method that model agencies use for people to get hunter eyes. So there's a quick story that I want to tell you. So back in, I think it was around 2019, I always used to play video games with one of my best friends named Christian. And this guy Christian and me, we always used to play all the time. And we used to play a specific game called Fortnite. And in Fortnite, we always used to play 2v2s, and we were so hype about this. Like, we were playing cops, not because we were that good, but we just found it fun to try to compete with all the other guys online. And we kept training up for these events, like all day basically. So whenever we came home from school, the first thing I would do was literally get onto my desk, turn on my PlayStation, and then I will invite him to like play 2v2s, and we just sat there for hours. We basically did nothing else throughout the day. And it was kind of fun, but there's a problem when we do these kind of video games. First of all, we will have a bad posture, which is also something that makes us more ugly. But the most important thing that actually happened, which ruined my looks completely, was that when I played, I was so locked in on the games that I didn't realize it up until a few years later. But I actually had my eyes so locked in that I looked like this. So I played like this all the time. You know, you need to have a quick reaction time. So your eyes were closer to like the screen, and your eyes were like this, and you were like, you were mouth breathing as well. So you would, I was doing so many bad habits, and I didn't even realize it back then, because obviously no one had told me about how to fucking Looksmax, right? So that's when I realized a lot of years afterwards that we need to relax something called our frontalis. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. Basically, it's just our forehead muscle. So when I do this, you can see I'm tensed up in my forehead. I'm not relaxed in my forehead muscle. But when we are relaxed, our eyebrows will actually come downwards naturally. And we will get this kind of positive tilt with our eyebrows. And it will have such a more like attractive look. But it's not so simple that we can just say, oh, relax your frontalis. Because again, it's something that we have been doing for so long that it's become an automatic habit. So what we can do is doing this model agency hack. And we can do something called the UUDD method. So basically the UUDD method stands for up, up, down, down. So what you want to do with me right now as an action step that I want you to do as much as possible, like literally like 24/7. You want to do it when you're bicycling, cycling, and when you are taking the bus, if you're driving, whatever it is, you just want to do it as much as possible. So do it with me right now. So the step was called up, up, down, down. So let's do the first 2 steps. So basically what you want to do is that you want to go upwards with your eyebrows, like this. You want to raise them up as high as possible. Then what you now want to do is that you want to look upwards with your eyes as much as possible. So it will literally kind of give you a little bit of a headache. So you go upwards as much as possible. Good. And then now the second step that you want to do is that you want to relax your forehead muscle. So you kind of want to close your eyes. You want to do this a little bit more to the extreme, so you can kind of get the feeling of this. So kind of squint down actually. You can make an angry face, squint downwards, and then tilt your head a little bit forwards and down, and then you look downwards again. And now you have the standard look for like hunter eyes. So do it with me again right now. Up, up, down, down. And now you kind of have the hunter eyes look. So when you literally just do this as much as possible throughout the day, like 24/7, just like if you were mewing, you want to do it as much as you're mewing. And then after some months, this expression that you are kind of faking right now, because right now obviously we are faking it, it's not natural for us, but that's what's so impressive about our body, and that is if we keep doing this for some months, your eyebrows will literally naturally just keep that baseline for like your look. So basically right now, if I do this quickly, I will literally just have this look for as much as possible until I engage in a conversation and I start to do this with my eyebrows again. But other than that, I will literally just have this look. And that is what's so impressive. Like, I'm not faking it right now. It's just like I'm just relaxed in my forehead muscle and it looks like this. So you're not faking it. You only do that a little bit in the start. So just keep doing it until it becomes permanent. Something that I want you to think about is, think about how valuable this video has been so far. Think about how many new things that you have been learning. Like, did you even know that you could train like your muscle around your eye area? Maybe you didn't even fucking know that you had a muscle around your eyes. So the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is that there's so much else that I can teach you inside of my program. I teach you, as I said earlier as well, I teach about 4 main muscles in your face. But I not only do that, I also teach you exactly how to get the most attractive physique as possible, aka something called the aesthetic physique. I also literally make customized workout plans for you inside of this program, so you literally don't have to waste your time yourself figuring out the best exercises, figuring out the best muscles to train in order to get the most amount attractive as possible. So think about how valuable that will be, both for like your time spent, but also just for the money. So you won't have to spend hundreds of dollars buying somebody else's like program that is telling you how to just become bigger, but not the specific proportions that we need to get more attractive. But that is exactly what I do inside of my program. Furthermore, I literally also teach you the form. So I literally look at you and you kind of try the exercise, right? And you say, oh, I look fucking stupid. But then I literally tell you like, oh bro, but you're doing it wrong. You're literally not doing it right with your fingers. You need to go under the muscle. Right now you're just kind of rolling on your skin. Like you're kind of just striking it. You're not pushing under the muscle. Think about how specific advice that I can give you. So basically, if you're interested in this, then just go down and make the best investment of your life. It's in the top link of the description. All the details are there. I truly believe that I can make you become more attractive, because that's what I did with me after puberty. So now that we are at the end of this video, I really want to say a thank you for watching this far of the video. I want you to think about how much of an improvement that you have just made to yourself. You could have been doing so many other things. Like, if we're honest, you could have been watching Netflix. You could have been scrolling on Instagram, doing some fucking bullshit, right? Not helping you become a master at something in your life. But that's exactly what you've been doing by watching this video. And I just want to tell you that you should be so proud of yourself. And that is exactly why that I know that this channel will be exactly the thing for you. So I would highly recommend you to go down and click subscribe to my Looksmaxing channel, where I teach you specifically in brain dead ass steps how to become more attractive. Even if you didn't have even if you weren't born with like good genetics, we can change this, because it's our habits which are the results of our looks, not our genetics. If you want to keep on learning, then have a look at this video over here. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day, bro. Mwah!